Hey Jackal! In today's video, I will show you how to use a B-roll video or an image and make it into one by blurring the background and popping out the focus. Like this one. Now let's get digital. Now you can use a video. I'll be using this image, and the media that you use, make sure that the object is in focus and not just a section of it. In this case, only this section is in focus and everything else is blurred. This is the end result that we'll make, so this is not an ideal media. So now I'll go into the Fusion page. We'll be using the masks, so we have the rectangle, the ellipse, and we can also use the polygon to make a custom shape. Then we'll use Shift Space, type in blur, and you have multiple options which one you can use. This all depends on what you want. I'll just simply use this one, connect it to the media in by holding Shift. It's not visible much at this point, so for the blur size maybe I'll use 8. We now see the difference and we need to connect one of the masks. I'll just use the rectangle, the ellipse is totally the same, so I can now scale it up. With the rectangle I can also change the angle. The same is with the ellipse, but if you have the same width and height it won't make any difference. But if you do something like this, then you can also adjust the angle. Before I do any animation, I will also add the transfer node here so I can move the image, and maybe I'll scale it up. Maybe I'll go to the end. This will be the ending position of the animation, so I'll keyframe this. And then I'll go to the beginning. Because I've extended the duration of this image to the left, I had minus values, so I start at frame 0. With the transform selected, I'll go to initial position. Something like this could be fine. You could extend the duration of the image so it doesn't move as fast. Now let's adjust the animation of the mask. I'll position it at the beginning. Maybe adjust the angle to something like that. Now I want to invert the mask so the keyboard is visible. And I will adjust the soft edge by a tiny bit. Now with rectangle, we could also add another transform to do the positioning, but we can simply animate the center of the mask. So at the end, the mask can maybe move to this spot and we can change the size. As you can see in this case, maybe a polygon would be better because we can make a custom shape. And what I didn't do is I didn't adjust the size, so I have to go to the end, keyframe the width, the height, and adjust the angle. So animate the angle, and at the beginning I can now make the adjustments as I want. This would be the animation. Maybe I would have to go to the blur, adjust it a lot so we can actually see it. And if you have playback issues and the memory clogs up, right click, patch cache, and then go to playback, timeline proxy resolution, and set this to half or quarter so you can play it in real time and the memory won't get clogged up. So we could do something like that. Maybe I'll use a polygon now. So let me go with the polygon. I'll make a shape before I connect it. Maybe something like that. Adjust the center. I can go to the end and adjust the individual handles as I see fit. Adjust the soft edge, invert, and we have the animation. So that is done. In this case, we actually don't need to animate the center, as you can see, because the polygon automatically animates the shapes. But just make sure that if this is enabled when you make the polygon and you're somewhere in the middle, so if you have something like this in the middle, you'll see a keyframe, go to that keyframe, disable it, and go to the beginning and make the initial shape. And now how could you spice something like this up? You can add a color, shift space, let's see, color. The one that I've added in the intro was the invert color. I've added this one because you could really see the difference. So you could do something like this, and you would want to maybe do something like that. In the polygon, we could now invert the selection, but it's not what we want. So how could you fix this so that the background is blurred a little bit by this amount, but then the invert color only affects maybe the polygon, well, I will select the polygon, copy it, right click and choose paste instance, so Ctrl-Shift-V. This is now connected, it has the same values as this polygon, and if I connect it, it will be the same. So what I want to do is with the instance polygon, I want to de-instance the invert option. So right click on it, select the instance, and now when I click invert, this will only apply to this node. And in the blur, I can now adjust it. 7 should be good enough. Now the same applies to other nodes. If you want to change the colors, you can. So we can use the color correction, make a crazy color, connect the mask, and the color will only apply to the mask. And that's how you can make easy B-roll footage in DaVinci Resolve using images. If you found this video helpful, you know what to do. I'm Simon, and until next time, jackals, keep it digital.